All right, everybody, I'm back. Part two, just like I promised you. So, part two, we're going to go ahead and again, if you didn't watch the first video, this is part two for ACW Water City Westlecon, May 11th, Oshkosh Convention Center in, believe it or not, Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I know you all thought it was going to be Appleton. It's not. So, we're up to match 6 of the night. This was Nick Nemeth, which, of course, Dolph Ziggler, versus Salem Crane. Now, Salem Crane is one of the best homegrown talents around. That man has power, speed. I mean, his moves come out of nowhere. I will say on a side note with Salem, boy, do you look different without paint on. It's like you're a completely different person. He took Nick to the limit and then some. I definitely thought this was going to be the first match where local homegrown talent beat out of town. That didn't happen. Nick did win. Still a hell of a match. It was still a hell of a match. I will say a lot of Nick's moves, because you've seen him on TV as much as you have, a lot of those moves were like, yeah, I knew he was going to do that. So it's kind of the curse of being on television. So I gave the match a 6 out of 10 with Nick winning, because I do have an issue with out of town beating homegrown. I think they should be there to make the homegrown look good. Unless, of course, they're carrying a title like EC3. EC3 beat Tommy, EC3 beat Ryan Cross, because, of course, he's not going to give up the NWA title outside of an NWA match. So I get that. Again, that would be an ongoing theme with me, but Salem Crane looked great. He went blow for blow with Nick, and I could see him on TV in that same match. Match number 7 was Superior versus the Baker Boys versus Gen Z versus the Curse. So obviously, Gen Z, the small, scrappy bad guys who do what they have to do to win. Superior, the talented, technical wrestlers. Anybody who knows Kaiser's one of my favorites. Man of 1,000 holds. Wisconsin's Dean Malenko. Baker Boys are, if not my favorite, right there as my favorite tag team in the Midwest. And then the Curse, obviously, though, the creepy, scary bad guys. This was for the ACW Tag Team title. It was an incredible match. Again, if you saw my match of the night video, they won my match of the night. RKOs out of nowhere. The Bakers do the RKO. If Randy Orton was in the audience watching them, he would be impressed, I promise you. They're big guys, and those RKOs come out of nowhere, just like Randy Orton. It's crazy. And I feel like they're getting better and better and better at them and more creative. On top of that, one of the Bakers flew through the air into a bunch of people. They're not little, and he flew through the air, crumbling everybody in his path. So, great match. A lot of false finishes, a lot of spots. It was definitely a spot fest for sure. In the end, I was pretty surprised who went over. I thought, with the Bakers being the biggest, maybe they would pull it out. I thought the Curse, because they were the champs, would hold the title. Because, that's what Superior. I thought maybe they might win, but I have to be honest. I didn't know that Gen Z. I didn't know how they would pull it out. They were outsized by everybody pretty much in that match. They pulled it out with Story Denali coming in and low blowing one of the Bakers, and then they did their finishing move to one of the Bakers, which was impressive. So Story gets added to the Gen Z, which kind of makes sense. She looks like she fits in with them very well. That's the second time I've seen Story now. This one was the last time I felt she was more of a good guy. Whereas this time it was definitely a much more a bad guy role. So congratulations go out to priceless Preston Palmer and Roy Cooper on their great job winning the titles with help. Gave the match a 9 out of 10. Would have given it a 10 out of 10 or 11 out of 10 if Gen Z had happened to win the titles without the help. That's all. Final match of the night was match 8. ACW champ Drake Daniels versus the Big Cat, Chris. Now, I did not take pictures or videos of this match because by this time it was very, very late and I'm older than the rest of you. So kind of packed everything up so I could kind of rush out when the night was over. Was a great match. Again, what I love about Big Cat is he's homegrown. I've been watching him for a while now. First time I ever saw him was at an ACW Wrestlecon. And I went up to, Chris, I told you this in person, but I want to say you are an inspiration for how to get yourself into shape. I mean, just a hard work inspiration. That picture I posted to now, man, you have done your body good. So keep up the good work. Drake Daniels had held the title for over a year. Chris won the match. Fans went wild, crazy. So congratulations to the Big Cat. 7 out of 10 for the match. So the night finished 6.5 out of 10. Good solid score. Would have been way higher if a couple of the local homegrown talent had beat the out-of-towners. Could have been one of my highest scores in quite a long time because the matches were good except for the ending, which brought the scores down. Well, I hope you're enjoying these videos. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff no matter where you're watching. I will be going to many, many different wrestling events this summer. So watch for my videos, pictures, and videos of the matches themselves. I'll start posting those either tonight or tomorrow with my pictures and videos. I do break them down by match and then with some extras. If I don't see you, have a great morning, a better afternoon, and an amazing evening. Peace.